Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got another weekly update video for you all following along with my training for the week. So, coming off of last week, I was kind of in an interesting situation where I was hitting some big weights, but prior to my heavy day of training last week, I started to come down with some sort of illness. I was having cold chills starting that Saturday, and then into Saturday night and Sunday, those cold chills resumed. I'm sure I had a fever. I was basically getting hot and then cold. So in my email to Bill for this week, I just gave him a heads up. I said I was feeling okay, but just off, and felt like I was going to get some sort of illness. And rightfully so, he decided to back me off. He knew coming back from a break from school with Thanksgiving that I was probably going to get sick again, which it's kind of funny. We ended up being 100% correct now for slightly different reasons, but that's just to give you some background leading into this week. So it was a bit of a deload. Weights were down. Things were moving pretty well. As you can see with these first couple of videos, the first set was 535 for my pause safety bar sets. And then here I have my snatch grip RDLs down in weight. Definitely coming off of last week's heavy day, squatting some really heavy weight and deadlifting really heavy weight. I was feeling, definitely pretty beat up on day one. Now, into day two, it was one of those situations, so I still felt off on Monday, and then we had a snow day on Tuesday. I definitely could have gone to the gym, but I was just feeling weird and not myself. My energy levels were really low. I could tell whatever illness I had was kind of lingering along, so I actually decided to do this day on Wednesday to try and get another day of recovery behind me. And this day went, I would call it fine to well. I actually inched up the weights 5 pounds on each for the Swiss bar bench and the Swiss bar incline. So these are PRs that I was hitting here, and they move pretty well. But overall, I was just feeling kind of meh, right? So here we are moving into Thursday, and I was actually starting to feel a little bit better on this day. I was certainly better than Monday at this point, but with it being a deload, like my deadlifts here, they are the tempo on the way down. So basically pull them up, and then it's 3-second tempo down and repeat for sets of 5. So these were nice and light, as you can see, with 370 pounds. And then I decided to go ahead and push it on the rows a little bit. Those of you who have been following along, shout out to you all. I appreciate you all. You know that I've been kind of focusing on my rows to give me some extra motivation. It's not something that I normally pursue goals with. Usually I'm very focused on squat, bench, deadlift, but lately the heavy rows have been keeping me motivated. So I decided, why not? Let's throw on 4 plates and hit them for some sets of 5. So that was fun. And then that leads me into actually Friday. So Friday was an off day before this day that you're seeing here, but we got out the Christmas tree for the holiday, and it was just really dusty, I guess. We stirred up something, and I had an allergic reaction, which that's fine. I've been having these kind of respiratory reactions whenever I clean or something like that, but this one just progressively got worse and worse to the point where I was getting lightheaded because I wasn't able to breathe in enough. My airway was so constricted that I was feeling lightheaded, and it progressively got worse and worse for 5 or 6 hours. So I ended up going to the emergency room and needing a IV and an injection to free up my lungs so that I could get some oxygen in, which is kind of scary. Now, the good end to that is they did run tests. They ran an X-ray and EKG looking at my heart, X-ray looking at my lungs, obviously. Everything looked good to go, so they called it some sort of allergic reaction. And what they did was they prescribed me with an inhaler just in case anything like that were to happen again. Now, the problem was I went at midnight and I didn't get out of the hospital until 4 a.m. So that leads me to this training session, which happened around noon. You know, I only got like 4 hours of sleep and then I got ready for the gym. But as you can see, 700 pounds moved very well. Actually, for as tired as I was, and I am still kind of achy, I'm feeling really strong. Like, that maybe is the fastest 700 pounds has ever moved in training, which is exciting. And then we'll see kind of similarities here. Bench also moved well. So I was prescribed an RPE 9 single for bench. I decided not to push it as much because of the lack of sleep and kind of just being sick. So I hit this 445 pound bench and I decided to up it by another 10 pounds. Now, for a true 9, I certainly could have gone up more. I think this 445 was something like a 7. And then here I hit 455 and it moves probably closer to an 8 or an 8.5. But the name of the game here is just patience. So I didn't want to get antsy, get excited, and bite off more than I could chew and end up straining a pec or something stupid. So I'm hoping if I continue to recover here from whatever illness I had and get these allergy issues under control, get my sleep schedule under control, then I can actually move this up and I'll hit into the 460s, 470s here soon for my RPE 9 single. Another nice side note, I know we're getting to the end here, but this is my last week of class. I've been taking a college course through Towson for reading as a continuing education credit. So I've been pretty stressed with that. I have a 12-page paper to write and a pretty long presentation that I worked on all last week. So here we are closing out the week with my sets of deadlift. These actually felt the worst of the day. I think I was just beat at this point. It was sets of 5 with 605 pounds. And overall, not much to say there. Good week of training. Thank you all for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. And happy lifting.